Past Rochet at his right hand post, but it just went about a yard or so wide. It's popping up in the area all the time. Daniel Munoz, right back, already scored twice in this competition against Paraguay and Brazil. Got himself an assist against Panama last time out. Not someone they expected to have too many goal involvements in this tournament. Only had one goal in 27 appearances before this competition. So that one did come against Spain in March, so the signs were there. A quarter of an hour gone in the second semi-final, 0-0 between Uruguay and Colombia. James Rodriguez loses the ball in the middle of the Uruguay half, but it breaks back Colombia's way, and Lerman's going to try his luck. He just had acres of space in the middle of the Uruguayan half of the pitch, and he thought, well, I'll just have a go myself then from 25 plus yards. So he didn't really strike that one particularly cleanly. Only scored twice in his 46 previous caps, and really should do like that. You can understand why. Crystal Palace men in this team. Daniel Munoz the other one. Quite a bit of Premier League interest. Of course, Luis Diaz in the squad. Darwin Núñez as well. Got teammates going head to head. Durando Acevedo on the bench for Colombia. Davinson Sanchez, the former Tottenham man. Luis Celeste of Bournemouth as well. Driving through the middle now is Luis Diaz. He's gone to ground quite heavily. The referee says play on. Eventually the ball goes out of play for a throw-in around the halfway line. Really not happy there with the decision. Luis Diaz. Colombia have to defend themselves now, because after the throw-in, Bentancur's poked one forward, and a chance now, and just wide. The first real sight of goal that Darwin Núñez has had in this game after 17 minutes, and he just flashed the shot narrowly wide. Already scored twice in this competition. Threaded through to him nicely by Rodrigo Bentancur, and he got a little bit fortunate at first under a little bit of pressure. He held on to the ball inches wide of the post, and he tried to curl it around Vargas. The two Liverpool men on either side heavily involved in that 30-second passage of play. It remains goalless at the Bank of America Stadium. Throw-in for Uruguay after Colombia clear their lines from the goal kick. Cáceres lifting the ball over the halfway line. Good header away by Davinson Sanchez, again under a bit of pressure from Darwin Núñez. Córdoba tries to hold the ball up, but he loses out. Federico Valverde. Now Bentancur. Try to combine again, but one pass too many really, and then a ball over the top, looking for Córdoba, but far too long, and Sergio Rochet making no mistake. Gathering the ball quickly from the edge of his area. Rodrigo Bentancur, Federico Valverde. Cruz on the far side. Bentancur once more, just trying to lob the ball forward, but it comes back his way from the halfway line. And it's at the feet of Colombians who are surging forward again, and Daniel Munoz has been upended wide on the right by Maxi Araujo, who is trying in vain to defend. It's caught him on the ankles. Defending to do here then for Uruguay and Colombia's set pieces set them on their way against Panama in the quarterfinal. James Rodriguez with a fantastic cross from a corner kick for the first goal. A couple of penalties as well. So they know all about dead ball situations. Luis Diaz is over this free kick. Jefferson Lerma also looking interested. It'll be an outswinger from him. James Rodriguez as well. He may well pull rank. Already 5 assists in the competition. Diaz has left it. It's going to be James Rodriguez or Jefferson Lerma. It is James with his left foot towards the back post, but too close to the goalkeeper, and an easy catch in the end for Sergio Rochette. Concern here for Uruguay because they've got a man down in their own box. It looks like Jose Maria Jimenez. This really will be a concern. They are not particularly heavy when it comes to defensive reinforcements at the moment in Uruguay. And in the stadium, not looking too concerned as the camera picks them up. The amount of yellow around the stadium is quite remarkable. It really does have the feel of a home game. The stadium open to the elements, home of the Carolina Panthers American football team. Now really there are just splashes of sky blue. And these yellow walls. The yellow wall in Dortmund became an orange wall. Not that it made a difference as England booked their place in the Euro 2024 final. Another team in white is on the ball now as we are back underway. It looks like Jimenez was okay to continue. Up to the halfway line. Good turn from De La Cruz. Can he find a man on the right hand side? It won't quite fall to Pelistri. We'll have another chance though. And now Nunez with another shot, and it's flashed across the face of goal and wide. A roar of frustration from the ponytailed centre forward. He wasn't the intended target of the ball. Played forward by De La Cruz. It went just beyond Facundo Pelistri. Darwin Nunez was in the right place, as all centre forwards should be. Trying to feed all the scraps there. It was a difficult chance from the right hand side as he looked at it from the penalty area, and he just had to quickly swipe a right leg at it. Across the face of goal and wide it went. Infield from the right hand side by James Rodriguez. Jefferson Lerma with a nice one too with Luis Diaz. Johan Mojica getting forward. He uses Diaz as well. Tries to drill the ball across, and it's a good header to keep the ball in play by Arias. It was too difficult in the end for James Rodriguez to control, and Uruguay trying to break forward. Rodrigo Bentancur on a long dribble, and he's upended inside the Colombia half. No foul again, says the referee. It's all getting a bit scrappy and all a bit feisty, and finally De La Cruz is offended by John Arias. Free kick to Uruguay close to the halfway line. Just over a quarter of the game gone. Uruguay 0, Colombia 0. You are listening to Flash Sports live audio coverage of this one. This one is going to decide who is going through to the Copa América final. Uruguay take the free kick, play it back into their own half, and looking forward through the middle. Darwin Nunez out wide to Matias Oliveira on the Uruguay left. He's been forced back almost to the halfway line, then does play the ball back into his own half. Ugarte collects. Ugarte, the deepest man for Uruguay, at least in a white shirt. Down the line now looking for Pelistri, and he's done well to hold off the challenge of Johan Mojica. Lays the ball off to Federico Valverde. He's waiting for some support to arrive. It does arrive. The cross comes in. It's a deep one, and then thrashed up into the air. It's going to stay in play. Where's it going to land? It's going to be cleared, I think, in the end by Mojica. He does well. Snuck that one out of the sky. It was just slammed up into the air by Darwin Nunez over on the left-hand side of the area. Not really sure what he was trying to attempt there. It didn't work out. Colombia can finally relieve themselves of the pressure. Luis Diaz, after the referee played advantage for a foul in the middle on Jefferson Lerma. Oh, then a really nasty challenge by Nicolas de la Cruz on Richard Rios, and the referee has taken the yellow card out of his pocket for the first time today. All the Uruguayan players are protesting heavily. I think really they've got no case. Late challenge by De La Cruz, and he's arguably the Uruguayan player protesting the least, so that probably tells you a lot about whether or not he merited the yellow card. He is the first man into the book for the referee. Getting on for 4 years since Uruguay last beat Colombia. 3-0 win in November 2020 and in a World Cup qualifier. Looking to reach their first final since 2011. Beat Paraguay 3-0, and that's the last time they won the trophy. And in fact, this is the first time, quite surprisingly, this is the first time since then that Uruguay have even reached the semi-final. And they've got a real problem here again, Uruguay, because now Rodrigo Bentancur is limping quite heavily. Not sure where he would have picked up that problem. They're yet to see the free kick for Colombia. This one wide on the right-hand side. A good 45 yards from goal, so it's going to be swung into the area, probably from the left foot of James Rodriguez, possibly Daniel Munoz who might try this one, but it's going to be James, and not the best ball, and it's easily cleared by Darwin Nunez. He finds Maxi Araujo on the wing, chipped over the top, but it's just behind Darwin Nunez. He might collect it anyway, and he's fired it just over the top of the bar. He's getting closer and closer, Darwin Nunez. That's 3 chances he's had in the space of just over 5 minutes, I think, maybe a bit longer. And on closer inspection using the replay, he was a bit further wide than I first anticipated. He was the man who collected the ball from James Rodriguez, and then he was away and gone from the edge of his own area. Played the ball quickly out wide to Maxi Araujo. Araujo got to the halfway line, but this time Darwin Nunez was bursting forward into the Colombia half. He just chipped the ball over the top. Araujo, it looked like it was just behind Darwin Nunez, but he did so well just to check his run briefly and gather the ball from almost behind him. Flashed a shot with his right foot. Couldn't keep it on target. You know what it is with Darwin Nunez. He'll miss 3 or 4 easy chances, and then he'll suddenly smash home the most difficult chance he has in the whole game. He hasn't had easy chances, but he has had opportunities in this first half where he should have hit the target with at least 1 or 2 of them. As it stands, I believe we're still waiting for the first shot on target from either team. 28.5 minutes on the clock. Nunez again trying to release Facundo Pelistri on the right hand side. He did well to keep the ball in play, and then he just overran things. Couldn't prevent the goal kick, having done well in the first place to prevent the throw-in. Trying to get around the outside. Seen some shots of Pelistri and Davinson Sanchez getting a little bit familiar with each other, ruffling each other's hair and giving each other a bit of a pinch in the stomach. It's an interesting battle to watch for the next hour of play or so. Another long ball from Colombia with Cordoba the intended target. Ball broke briefly for Luis Diaz. Uruguay again trying to dribble their way out of trouble. It's having mixed results at the moment. Now they pump the ball wide to Maxi Araujo. Nice touch in field from him to find Fede Valverde and Matias Oliveira. This one is side a throw-in inside Colombian territory. Finds a short option of De La Cruz. In field to Jose Maria Jimenez, who seems to have no lasting problems from that knock. Links up with Ugarte. And down on the halfway line goes Rodrigo Bentancur. Another free kick for Uruguay. Colombia have been racking up the fouls but not giving anything to Uruguay in a dangerous position. Another short free kick finds De La Cruz. Back to Cáceres. Not wide from Matias Oliveira, and then another heavy challenge, and there's going to be a yellow card for Daniel Munoz, who's outraged at a decision from the referee. But again, I don't think he can have any complaints. It was another really meaty challenge right through the back of Maxi Araujo, who seems to be in a little bit of pain. That's putting it mildly. I just said Colombia weren't giving Uruguay any free kicks in dangerous positions. Well, goes to the commentator there, because after 31 minutes there's a chance now for Uruguay to swing the ball into the box. So from wide on the left wing, Nicolas De La Cruz set over with his right foot, and it's too close to the goalkeeper Vargas, who can deal with attempts like that in his sleep. Vargas just rolls the ball out to Carlos Cuesta. That's where he goes to Davinson Sanchez. Now Munoz, how will he respond to the yellow card in this game? You're now to Jefferson Lerma. Sanchez again. Patient build up from Colombia. Before the long ball over the top. Cordoba, he heads it out wide to James Rodriguez on the right wing. Tries a pass in field to Lerma, but it won't reach him. Arias trying to break up the play. Rodriguez as well, but the ball being shielded quite successfully by Rodrigo Bentancur. Uruguay just tidying things up at the back between Jose Maria Jimenez and Sebastian Cáceres. After another 1-2, they go back to Rochet. Both goalkeepers untested so far. A couple of hairy moments for Camilo Vargas. Oh, and that was possibly the best opportunity of Colombia there, but out of nothing. They had themselves a throw in. Midway inside the Uruguayan half. They just quickly played the ball in. James Rodriguez with the cross. And John Cordoba met it with his head but couldn't direct it on target. Everyone just seemed to fall asleep there for Uruguay. They didn't mark up for the throw. It seems to be a bit of an issue down on the touchline. Marcelo Bielsa seems a bit aggrieved with something, and they are going to be taking off Rodrigo Bentancur. It looks like he got injured by his own teammate a few minutes ago. John Arias went through the middle, and Oliveira and Bentancur attempted to sandwich him with a tackle from either side, but it seemed like Oliveira did more damage to his own teammate. Bentancur has been forced off after just 34 minutes, and they've had to turn to number 13, Guillermo Varela of Flamengo. Came on against Brazil earlier in the competition. He's going to get just over half of this game, possibly more if we're going to go the distance. Forced to shuffle the pack earlier than expected, and Bentancur looks very frustrated on the sidelines. He's just sat on the bench rather than go down the touchline or receive too much medical treatment. He clearly knows he's in a spot of bother and has to come off. Long ball forward looking for Maxi Araujo. Finds him, but he can't take it in his stride. Daniel Munoz dribbles Colombia out of trouble. Over half volley line they come, and Luis Diaz playing further infield now. And down in the middle for Colombia, it's Richard Rios. And the referee shaking his finger at somebody. Very animated, the referee. I think the players don't really understand what's going on. Richard Rios gets back to his feet as Colombia briefly stopped playing. I think the referee was encouraging them to continue. Now Davinson Sanchez taking matters into his own hands, going on a dribble down the right wing. Plays the ball against Matias Oliveira. It's going to be a throw-in for Colombia. Pretty much level with the edge of the Uruguay penalty area. Daniel Munoz getting forward to take this throw-in. Finds Richard Rios. He seems to be okay after that knock. Has he won another throw? Yes, he has. Now the expensive Matias Oliveira, I should say. We're going to take another throw from pretty much the same position as the last one. Looking for Arias. Now on to Richard Rios. He puts the cross in first time. It's a bit overhit. Luis Diaz trying to keep it alive over on the left hand side. Does so successfully. Gets support from his teammates. In possession now is Mojica. Then a foul by Mojica. On Mojica, I should say, by Facundo Pelistri. Just a clip on his heel there, and he went down a little bit softly, but a foul nonetheless. On loan last season from Manchester United at Granada in Spain. That's Facundo Pelistri, who's the one-man wall now for Uruguay. Kick wide on the left wing this time. Let's see if this could be any more comfortable for Colombia. Again, James Rodriguez, with a steely look of determination, is over this one. He sends it in with his left foot. It's a good ball in. It's just managed to evade three Colombian shirts who are all queuing up on the 6-yard line. The flick that did come on the ball came from a Uruguayan head, so it will be a throw-in for Colombia. Luis Diaz thinks about taking it himself, decides against that. Daniel Munoz gearing up for this one. Arias trying to make himself free. Richard Rios receives possession of the ball. His attempted cross is deflected. It looks like it's gone out of play for a corner this time. It has indeed. Corner on the near side, that's the Colombia right hand side. And James Rodriguez is going to play an in-swinger with his left foot. Over it comes towards the back post, and there's a man out there, and it has been successful. And it's the man who came back into the starting lineup after being suspended against Panama in the quarter-final. Jefferson Lerma, who has put the Colombian fans into raptures. Late in this first half, they've broken the deadlock. Joy unconfined on the faces of Los Caballeros fans all around the Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. They took the lead against Panama from a James Rodriguez corner from their right hand side, and it's the same trick once again. James Rodriguez, this time to the back post, and Jefferson Lerma was there to score his second goal of the competition. He grabbed one against Paraguay on the opening match day, and after having to sit out the goal glut against Panama in the quarterfinals, he has rewarded Nestor Lorenzo, who put him back into the starting lineup, and it's 1-0. He beat Sergio Rochette, who came off his line, and he just snuck it in inside the post, kept the header low, and Rochette couldn't keep it out. 5 minutes to go to half time. It's Uruguay 0, Colombia 1. Jefferson Lerma on the score sheet for Los Caballeros. And that takes James Rodriguez to 6 assists in the competition, and I believe that is a record in the Copa América. 2 against Paraguay, 1 against Costa Rica, and 2 against Panama as well, and 1 already tonight. 6 times that James Rodriguez has assisted goals for his Colombia teammates. Grabbed one of his own from the penalty spot against Panama last time. And he really does seem back to his best in the yellow shirt of Colombia. Lost his place somewhat, thought about retiring from national team duty 2-3 years ago after Colombia failed to qualify for the World Cup. Well, he and everyone connected to Colombian football is delighted that he decided against that, and has become a key man in Nestor Lorenzo's side. Uruguay attack down the right hand side, comes to nothing after some good shielding by Johan Mojica, getting the better of Facundo Pelistri that time. 27 matches unbeaten for Colombia. This is the 25th time that Nestor Lorenzo has taken charge, yet to taste defeat. The challenges are getting bigger and bigger. Should they make it 28 unbeaten tonight in total, then the biggest challenge will come on Sunday in Miami Gardens at the Hard Rock Stadium, where the current Copa América and World Cup holders Argentina lie in wait. But still, Uruguay can have a lot to say about this one. They drill the ball over to the left-hand side, but it's just behind Oliveira. Marcelo Bielsa just calling for calm as his side losing their way somewhat, losing Rodrigo Bentancur's injury only a few minutes before the goal. They will have shaken them up a little bit. Munoz with a long throw down the right wing, and sends it up with another throw after Jose Maria Jimenez just poked the ball out. His time, Daniel Munoz. Going to Arias this time. Then breaks back to him, and a shot comes in from Richard Rios this time, and it's forced a good save by Sergio Rochette. Arias took the ball from the throw, lost it on the edge of the area. Another cross comes in, another deep one for Luis Diaz, who can't keep this one. He plays Mojica actually over on that far side. Arias seemed to lose possession, but following up well was Daniel Munoz. He fed the ball into Richard Rios, who struck the ball cleanly with his left foot. Sergio Rochet down to his left, batting that ball away and keeping the score. Uruguay 0, Colombia 1. We're inside the final minute of the first 45. Luis Diaz now is drifted over to the right hand side. It's knocked the ball back into the middle. Out wide they go. Richard Rios combining with Daniel Munoz. Rios' cross is poor, cleared away by Uruguay, who then win themselves a free kick 15 yards inside their own half. And Daniel Munoz has to, he might be in a lot of trouble here. That would look like a clear elbow by Daniel Munoz. He's already been booked. He's claiming that he was injured. He's showing his midriff to the referee, and the Uruguay bench saw what I saw, and the flailing elbow there by Daniel Munoz right into the chest of Manuel Ugarte, and there could be a big decision here for Carlos Orbe, our VAR, to make right at the end of this first half. Daniel Munoz may already be saying goodbye to his hopes of a Copa América final spot. Ugarte is still receiving treatment. The Colombia fans not looking so concerned at the moment, and it is the end of Daniel Munoz's night and the end of his Copa América, because he has received a second yellow card from the referee. Huge protest now coming from the Colombia bench and the Colombia players. But that was stupid from Daniel Munoz. Really, really stupid. Already on a yellow card. His team leading by 1-0 in a semi-final. And he's decided to elbow Manuel Ugarte right in the chest, in the clear view of everyone. Colombia protesting, but I'm sure when they see this one back, they won't have any complaints at all. And whether it's the third place playoff or the final that Colombia will play another weekend, Daniel Munoz will play no part. He's still protesting to the referee. He's being dragged off the pitch by his teammate Jefferson Lerma. Colombia on the stroke of half time, down to 10 men. There was only 1 minute signalled at the end of the first half, and we're already into the third minute. We haven't had any action. It's being shown a replay of the goal, as a few Colombia fans have seen their dances of happiness change to feelings of despair. They know they've got a big second half ahead of them now to try and hold on to this lead. They've been very good at holding on to leads, grinding out wins and earning big wins recently under manager Lorenzo. This is going to be a huge test. We will finally have the free kick. Daniel Munoz now with shirt over his eyes, trudging off. I think he's starting to realise what a silly Billy he's been. Arrived in South London from Genk in January, 16 appearances and 4 assists for Crystal Palace in the second half of this season. He's had a fantastic tournament, as I mentioned, 2 goals and an assist before tonight. Huge player for Colombia, and they're going to have to manage without him for the rest of this competition. Good work in the middle by John Cordoba. Out wide now to Luis Diaz. Diaz jinking one way, then the other. Still going Diaz, and he's on his side a corner. Shouts some encouragement to the fans. We've had nearly 4 minutes played at the end of this first half with only 1 signal. Of course, we've only really had about a minute of play since Munoz went off the field. It should just be this corner, and that will be about it. Colombia getting men forward into the box. This quarter from the Colombia left-hand side. Outswinger, over it comes, headed up in the air by Darwin Nunez, who is back there. Still alive, Cordoba tries the shot, it's a bit of an air shot really. Keeps it down. Now Luis Diaz, his shot is deflected up in the air. It's a bit awkward for Sergio Rocher, but he manages to hold on. He bowls it out and we still continue. 4.5 minutes gone. In fact, we don't continue. There is the half-time whistle from the referee, who is immediately surrounded by the yellow shirts of Colombia, protesting that decision to send off Daniel Munoz late in this first half, only a few minutes after Jefferson Lerma, back into the starting lineup, gave them the lead in the 39th minute. Darwin Nunez has come close 3 times for Uruguay, but yet to hit the target. At half-time, Uruguay 0, Colombia 10 men, Colombia 1. Flash scoring a commentator, Anthony Thomas, and we are 45 minutes away from knowing who will be joining Argentina in final of Copa América 2024. There are some changes at half-time for Uruguay. They are taking off Federico Valverde and replacing him with number 10, I should say, Georgian de Arrascaeta. But this is appearance in the competition, is third off the bench, and also Matias Oliveira is coming off. His replacement is number 25, Christian Oliveira, so one Oliveira for another, for Marcelo Bielsa's side. And also one change at the break for Colombia. Unsurprisingly, they've gone with a defensive change. Coming off is number 11, John Arias. Immediately the ball played into the box for a foul. Mojica by Christian Oliveira. Number 11, John Arias, has been replaced by number 4, Santiago Arias. So a very, very odd coincidence here. Matias Oliveira off for Uruguay, Christian Oliveira on, and John Arias for Colombia off, replaced by Santiago Arias. Not every day that happens, and rather less interesting substitution nominatively is Facundo Pellistri off, replaced by number 10, Georgian de Arrascaeta. I said it's not too surprising that Colombia have gone for a defensive change, and that's because they were reduced to 10 men just before half-time. Daniel Munoz sent off for a second bookable offence. The elbow into the chest of Guillermo Barreo was quite a red card event in itself. He was playing no further part in this game. Nonetheless, that coming a few minutes after Colombia took the lead. Jefferson Lerma's header from James Rodriguez corner breaking the deadlock in the 39th minute. So it is 1-0 to Colombia, and we're in the 3rd minute of the second half. Uruguay coming forward with the ball. Federico Valverde out wide. Christian Rivera getting forward as well. Fired into the box, dealt with at the edge of the area. Colombia able to clear their lines. Looking for Luis Diaz on the left hand side. Too far ahead of him though, and it's an easy collection for Guillermo Varela. There's Manuel Ugarte splits the ball out to the left hand side. Rivera again involved. Arrascaeta. Now the cross in from the left hand side to the feet of Darwin Munoz, but he couldn't gather the ball and hold it up. There is back to goal inside the box. Cleared away, but Uruguay coming forward again. Christian Oliveira now on the right hand side. Jose Maria Jimenez. Player bar Sergio Rochet inside the Colombian half. Federico through to De La Cruz, also on a yellow card from the first half. Oliveira in field. Ugarte now with a cross, and it's been overhit. Out of play it goes. Maxi Araujo had no chance of keeping that one in play. So the current 11s for Uruguay: Sergio Rochet in goal. They've got Sebastian Cáceres, Jose Maria Jimenez, Christian Oliveira at the back. Federico Valverde, Manuel Ugarte, Guillermo Varela, and Nicolas De La Cruz in the midfield. Guillermo Varela seems to be dropping back into his usual fullback position in fact. And then Georgian De Arrascaeta, Darwin Núñez and Maxi Araujo in the attacking position. It's Arrascaeta now, picking up with Valverde. Valverde once more. Wide he goes to Araujo. Valverde thinks about the shot from 30 yards, decides against it. Araujo again, and he got underneath that one and lifted the ball high, and out of play goes for a goal kick for Colombia. Davidson Sanchez, Santiago Arias, Carlos Cuesta and Johan Mojica are at the back. Richard Rios and Jefferson Lerma holding the fielders, and it's a front three now of James Rodriguez, John Cordoba and Luis Diaz after Daniel Munoz, their attack-minded fullback, was sent off needlessly just before the break. Nice long ball forward, and it's flicked on, and a dangerous moment there at the back for Uruguay, and they had to concede a corner. Luis Diaz thought he was in there for a second. Ball pumped incredibly long by Camilo Vargas. It was flicked on by John Cordoba, and Uruguay had to quickly clear the ball away. Safety first approach, kicking the ball out over their own goal line. Corner comes in now from James Rodriguez, and a header there in the middle for John Cordoba. Like he got free there of his marker for a second. He just seemed to be stumbling as he got his head to the ball. Not the best contact. Having his shirt pulled a little bit. Free, not spotting that or deeming it enough to merit a foul. Uruguay come quickly through the middle. The ball forward from Valverde bisects everybody. It's an easy gather for Camilo Vargas. Colombia looks to be taking time off the clock at every possible moment already. Another long ball forward from Vargas looking for Cordoba. Headed back to Mojica, but there was a foul there. By Mojica. Free kick for Uruguay, which they taken short inside their own half, but over on the right hand side. De la Cruz up to the halfway line. Spreads it out wide. Good pass out to Christian Oliveira. Tries to take on his man. A good low cross into the corridor of uncertainty, but it's dealt with by Davinson Sanchez, who just clears his lines. 7 minutes gone in the second half. Uruguay putting Colombia under pressure. Square ball from Ugarte. Ball shoots into the area, but it's harmless. It's behind Christian Oliveira. And it's not the best ball from Valverde, who's not really having the impact on this game that I'm sure he was hoping for. Marcelo Bielsa still trying to shout encouragement to his side. He wants him to put Colombia under pressure inside their own half of the field. I'm sure we'll get another long clearance with this goal kick from Camilo Vargas. So much distance on those clearances. Flicked on again towards Luis Diaz, who manages to hold the ball up. Drifts in field, lays it back to Jefferson Lerma. Another touch for Luis Diaz over on the right hand side. Now Richard Rios trying to jink his way past a couple of white shirts. Finds Luis Diaz again, gets to the edge of the area, but his touch lets him down somewhat. James Rodriguez helping him out, finding Rios. Rios again getting the better of his man. He's got 4 Uruguay shirts around him. He's gone to ground. No foul, says the referee. James Rodriguez trying to keep things moving for Colombia, but to no avail. In fact, the referee plays advantage against a little pullback from Rodriguez, and then finally a foul against Colombia. Free kick for Uruguay. Maxi Araujo, the man who went down. And Richard Rios, after finally losing possession down by the corner flag, has stayed down. It was Maxi Araujo who he was tussling with before Araujo eventually drew the foul from James Rodriguez. He's still laying flat, and the referee doesn't seem to be in any hurry to call over the medical team. Still down with his hand on his knee. He's been in a lot of pain, and the referee has just carried on the game. Down goes Dad Esqueta, and now finally the referee is signalling to bring the stretcher on, and James Rodriguez is absolutely fuming with the referee. He might be in trouble. He's going to be booked, James Rodriguez, who then starts laughing at the referee's decision. But this is negligence from the referee. This is absolutely disgraceful. Clearly in a lot of pain, Richard Rios holding his knee, and the referee ran over to him, decided to do absolutely nothing, decided to let play carry on. Another foul came in, and then finally he decided, when he was 60-70 yards from play, that only now Richard Rios needed some medical attention. I thought at first maybe he was playing up for the cameras, but trying to calm the referee, but no, he does seem to be really hurt down there. And the referee, Cesar Ramos of Mexico, trying to maintain some sort of authority on this game, books James Rodriguez protesting. But really, that was dreadful management of the game from the referee. We now do have a lengthy stoppage while Rios gets some treatment, and the stretcher is out. And now the referee is calling the stretcher over to get move on. Well, it's the referee's fault that we're in this situation in the first place. Rios is now having his 2 cents with the referee, and he should be rightly annoyed with what's gone down. Richard Rios scored a fantastic goal in the quarterfinal against Panama. loose ball fell his way and he struck it so sweetly from a good 25 yards out. Kept it low and the ball was driven past Panama goalkeeper, what was number 4 in a 5-0 win. It's a free kick though for Uruguay after play finally continues, and there Skyta trying to look for Cáceres, who made a run out the back post, met the ball with his head but couldn't direct it on target. It's gone out of play. Goal kick for Uruguay, and James Rodriguez is still having words with the referee. He's going to have to watch himself now because he could end up being the second Colombian man to be sent off in this semi-final. Marcelo Bielsa looks like he's in prayer the way he's staring down at the turf underneath him. And Richard Rios has now come back onto the field, having been stretchered off, but is clearly hobbling. Doesn't look like he's in a fit state to continue at all. Still hobbling around the field as Colombia just pump the ball forward to keeper Córdoba. Another meaty challenge comes in from James Rodriguez, this time on Manuel Ugarte. Free kick for Uruguay, and then he's gone down again, Richard Rios. And why on earth was he allowed to continue, come back onto the field? His knee, his left knee, clearly has problems with that. And okay, I blame the referee for not getting treatment for him sooner, but clearly the medical staff have not done their job either. He was limping before he even came back onto the pitch. He's lasted not even 20 seconds. He's gone down again, and the referee's calling for the stretcher once more. We're approaching the hour mark already. We've barely seen any play in the second half. He just twisted awkwardly. Videos. Nothing malicious from Maxi Araujo, who he tangled with. Plenty of players checking on his welfare, and the stretch team don't seem to be in a particular hurry to get him moved. Substitutes warming up down the touchline for Colombia, but it looks like they've already chosen the man to replace him. Matias Uribe looks really to be coming on. He was the man who started in Jefferson Lerma's stead against Panama, and this will be his 4th appearance off the bench in this tournament. But the concerns mounting for Néstor Lorenzo's side. If they are to reach the final, they'll have to go there without Daniel Munoz and potentially without Richard Rios now. It's going to be a lot of extra time, a lot of injury time, I would say, added on to the end of the 90 minutes. Uruguay fans in the crowd still trying to make their voice heard. These two sides met in a famous round of 16 match at the World Cup a decade ago now. 10 years ago in Brazil, when James Rodriguez scored that goal of the tournament winner. So Colombia progressed to the quarterfinals at Uruguay's expense. Uruguay, the real shining light from South America in the 2010 World Cup. Colombia really took that mantle from them 4 years later. And it's the end of the evening as well for James Rodriguez. So 2 changes for Colombia. And they are trying now to hold out for what they've got, because they've brought on Kevin Castaño, defensive midfielder, on for James Rodriguez, much more attacking player. And Richard Rios coming off, and Matias Uribe slightly more defensive as well, but can play as a central midfielder too. He is on as well, so 3 changes now for Colombia, and they are getting more and more defensive as the night goes on. But Luis Diaz still looking industrious down the left wing, and he pumps his fist towards the Colombia crowd. Despite the fact that the ball went out of play for a goal kick, he was being closely marked down on the left wing. 3 Uruguay players around him. Uruguay have taken the goal kick quickly and taken it short, and they worked the ball across to Jose Maria Jimenez. Back to Manuel Ugarte. Jimenez once more. Long servant of Atletico Madrid. 33 appearances this season. Arrascaeta goes down. No foul, says the referee. Jefferson Lerner trying to tidy up the Colombia. The ball forward again to Cordoba. Chest it down. Moves out to the left hand side. Luis Diaz gets bumped to the ground, and that's going to be another yellow card. The referee making his mind up quickly on that occasion. Showing the yellow card to Guillermo Varela. Just came through the back of Luis Diaz there. Diaz getting across in, trying to protect the ball. A rather forceful challenge from Varela, who can't really have too many complaints. Really good work there by John Cordoba. It's difficult being that man who's always having balls pumped forward towards you, trying to hold the ball up, find an outlet. It's not an easy task. We did well there to find Luis Diaz. And that's one Colombia free kick in a dangerous position. It's not quite tied to the wing. It's over on the left hand side. Over it comes now into the box. It's not the best ball in from Mojica. They look for Luis Diaz on the left hand side again. Do a foul this time. Uruguay have a chance to clear their lines. Manuel Ugarte over to Federico Valverde operating on the left hand side. 64 minutes gone. You're listening to Flash Score. Thank you for joining us this evening. If you're over in the Americas or staying up late in Europe, perhaps you're waking up early in the morning in Asia to listen to this commentary. Thank you for joining me this evening, this morning, this night, wherever you are in the world. Uruguay with the ball again on the halfway line, looking for Darwin Nunez, who made the run down the left hand side. Santiago Arias just tracks the run and makes sure the ball goes out of play for a goal kick. And it looks like Marcelo Bielsa is going to turn to trusted feet of Luis Suarez, who is being ready down the touchline, and that's given the Uruguay fans a new lease of life in the stands. They don't have the chance to bring him on just yet, and Camilo Vargas takes another long goal kick into Uruguay territory. Luis Diaz scrapping for the ball on the left hand side, but he can't win it. Knocked forward again by Davinson Sanchez, but it's coming back his way. He's now tussling with Darwin Nunez on the left, and Darwin Nunez gets the better of him. Into the area he comes, up against Arias, finds a man in the area. It's all a bit scrappy moment to Escata, and then the shot comes in from Nunez. Was he coming back from an offside position? Play still continues for now, and now the flag goes up. Now the flag goes up. Arrascaeta couldn't get the shot away, and then the ball broke for Darwin Nunez. Colombia getting enough men back just to thwart that Uruguay attack at the last. And that change is being made now by Uruguay. And Luis Suarez takes the armband. It's the man who came on as a substitute, Guillermo Varela, and he's been taken off now. Guillermo Varela off for Uruguay and replaced by their all-time leading goal scorer, 10 clear of his nearest challenger. Not that Edison Cavani is a challenger anymore, having retired from international duty. Inter Miami's Luis Suarez is on for his 141st cap. And looking for goal number 69 to try and keep Uruguay in the 2024 Copa América. Arrascaeta spreads the ball wide. Araujo. Suarez ahead of him, immediately into the action. Gets to the byline. And is that a penalty? No, the man went down in the middle. And no foul, says the referee, but there might be another chance for Uruguay. Shot comes in, is driven low by Nicolas de la Cruz. But seeing that one all the way and gathering it was the goalkeeper Vargas. Straight away, Luis Suarez causing some problems for the Colombia defence. The man who went down in the box was Christian Oliveira. I think the referee made the right call there, no penalty. They recycled it, Uruguay. Shot from De La Cruz. A tame one, really. Uruguay coming forward again now. They're getting plenty of bodies forward, trying to create some problems, and Araujo from the left hand side puts a crossover and it's just gone beyond everybody. But their signs now for Uruguay are encouraging. This is the first time we've really seen them try to make the man advantage count. .22 minutes still to be played in the 90. With the injuries and substitutions, we should have plenty of minutes already added on. Luis Diaz holds the ball up well. Jefferson Lerma then comes and helps out. Diaz again tries to skip away, and he's come down, and he's brought the referee's yellow card out of his pocket again. Diaz has stayed down, and it was Jose Maria Jimenez this time who just cleaned Luis Diaz out. Another clear yellow card for the referee to award. It's 3 now for Uruguay and 3 for Colombia, but 2 of them were shown to Daniel Munoz in the first half. Sent off all the men in yellow. Still holding out with 10 men. Big kick clipped towards the edge of the area. And offside, in fact, given against John Cordoba, who went down trying to draw a foul. Uruguay really trying to outnumber the Colombia backline. They've got 4 men working together in the attacking line, and that's with the ball coming forward from the midfield. Wide they go to Christian Oliveira. Picker, De La Cruz left it for Luis Suarez and then continued his run. He found him and then puts the cross in. De La Cruz. It is over his, and it's going to go out of play over on the far side. Nothing that Maxi Araujo could do. Inside the final 20 minutes, Colombia edging closer and closer to what would be a first Copa América final since 2001, when they won the competition in home soil. They're trying to get to their first final away from home, and they've spread the ball to Luis Diaz, and maybe they can try and catch Uruguay on the break, and Diaz is just trying to jink the ball into the penalty area. Couldn't quite find a teammate as Uruguay got enough players back. They're going to have to try and make sure they don't get hit on the break, Uruguay. So Colombia still have some dangerous attackers forward, and that's good play between Valverde. Valverde again finds Luis Suarez, and Suarez hits the post. He falls to the ground in frustration. Luis Suarez, he has made an immediate impact on this game. His team still trailing, but that was Uruguay at their best there. Federico Valverde linking up really nicely with Christian Oliveira on the right hand side, and they found Luis Suarez at the edge of the box. He clattered his shot against the outside of the post, and wide it went. Vargas, I think, collided with the post and tried to make the save. didn't get a touch on it in the end, so it's a goal kick for him, and he's able to continue. Goal kick is flicked on, and Luis Diaz, I'm sorry, can't get on the end of that one. Now Luis Suarez on the ball for Uruguay, trying to release Cristiano Oliveira, but good defending at the back by Johan Mojica. Wins it back, finds his goalkeeper and clears, but again Uruguay. Galascaita flips it into the area. Held up by Araujo, and then a poor cross. Trying to float one into the area there was Luis Suarez, but he didn't catch that one as he hoped. Colombia starting to really look like the team with 10 men. Uruguay finally looking like the side with the extra man. It's taken them more than half of the second half to really put Colombia under sustained pressure. Another long goal kick clearance from Camilo Vargas. Suddenly Colombia players aren't winning the flick-ons anymore, and again Uruguay attacking this time down the left with Darwin Nunez, and he's got a deflection and he takes the ball out for a corner off Davinson Sanchez. He's taking it really quickly to Diaz Keita to the back post. Suarez is there, and and his touch let him down that time. Ball fell for him at the back post. All he had to do was bring it down, set himself and smash it home. And he couldn't do that first part, crucially. 38 years of age. Not quite, in fact. Still 37. I won't age him any more than he is. Inter Miami man now, having gone back to Uruguay. Played in Brazil as well since leaving European football a couple of years ago. Again coming forward, they switch the player to the right. The pass by De La Cruz into the middle where Diaz Keita turns 25 yards from goal. Uses Valverde. Araujo back to Valverde again, and his shot just goes wide. They're getting ever closer. Uruguay, they just cannot find this equaliser. Federico Valverde, the latest man to go close. He's trying to side foot it into the bottom corner. Decent technique, but just lacking the direction. It's going to be another change for Colombia, and the referee is just making sure they hurry up about it. Going off is the centre forward who has worked hard for his team, John Cordoba, and they're bringing on another centre back. Having taken the centre forward off, Jerry Mina is coming on for the final 15 minutes. What Colombia are hoping at this stage are going to be the final 15 minutes of this game. The former Everton man comes on. Luis Diaz is the intended target of the goal kick this time. He was in an offside position when he received it. Uruguay take the free kick from the edge of their own box. How much longer can Colombia withstand this pressure? They've got extra defensive reinforcement now with Jerry Mina. Uruguay working out to the right hand side. Cristiano Oliveira trying to take on Mojica. Mojica stands his ground so well and makes the block and keeps it in play and clears his lines. That's fantastic play. Tried to release Diaz on the halfway line, but he'd done well just to get in a position to be able to try and find Liverpool man as the chance ran away from him. Uruguay building again. They've gone out to the right with Oliveira once more. Back in field. Federico Valverde takes a 1-2 with Manuel Ugarte. Jose Maria Jimenez involved in the action now. Ugarte once more in the middle of the Colombia half. Valverde switches it to Suarez, who's come deep. Ugarte into Darwin Nunez, and one touch too many there, I think, for Uruguay, overcomplicating it somewhat. There was a poor ball infield from Maximiliano Araujo. Luis Diaz now is the only man staying forward for Colombia. Started the match with a real attacking quartet. It's really been reduced now. Rodriguez, Arias and Cordoba all off, replaced by more defensive players. Is it going to pay off? Cross from De La Cruz is easily cleared. Luis Diaz fighting for everything at the moment, but it's not looking out for him. Now Araujo gets to the byline, believes he's won inside a corner of Santiago Arias. And it looks like the decision has gone against him. The referee believes that he dribbled the ball out of play. Every failed Uruguay attack is another step closer to Colombia and the prospect of them taking on Argentina in the final. 15 Copa America triumphs for Uruguay, 15 for Argentina. Yet amazingly, they have never met in the Copa America final before. Only 3 of the last 16 finals has failed to feature one of Uruguay or Argentina, but amazingly, they have none of those Copa America finals or any of the ones before them have featured both of them. A really strange coincidence in a tournament where there's not many teams who are capable of reaching the final. 12 times they have finished as the top 2 teams, but those were all in the days of a round-robin competition. Finals have been played since the late 70s, early 80s. Colombia second in 1975 when it was still a round-robin situation. And one time they did win it back in 2001. They beat Mexico 1-0 in the final. The only time a CONCACAF nation was finished in the last 2. Rather aimless ball into the box, and Jerry Mina has gone down in the area. Not sure who the closest Uruguayan man to him was. I think it was Suarez. Former Liverpool man up against a former Everton man. Not that they ever met on Merseyside, as far as I recall. Luis Suarez trying to help Mina to his feet, and Mina deciding, not particularly politely, that he is going to be staying down. Just got a little bit of a shove in the back there. They definitely don't want to lose any more defensive players, Colombia. Looks like Mina has got to his feet. A regular feature in the team last time Colombia reached the World Cup finals in 2018, scored against England to send that round of 16 match to penalties. For England finally won a World Cup penalty shootout at the 580 million time of asking. We're inside the final 10 minutes. Colombia with 10 men since first half stoppage time, still leading by Jefferson Lerner's headed goal to 0. Mina was okay to continue in the end. Played 64 minutes in the opening game against Paraguay. This is his first involvement since then. 7 goals for his national team. This is only his 46th appearance, which surprised me somewhat. At least 5 in the back line, possibly even 6 for Colombia at the moment. They're all sitting so deep. Luis Diaz, the furthest man forward, and he's supported by the answer for his own goal. Wide to the right now, Uruguay come with De La Cruz. Lovely crossfield ball to Araujo. He tries the first time cross, but he can't pick out a teammate inside the area, and they're able to clear the ball away again, Colombia, and they found Luis Diaz on the left-hand side. He manages to keep the ball in play. Has he won a throw-in? Yeah, it looks like he has. Excellent work by Luis Diaz, holding the ball up, just waiting for the pressure to come, not that he had to wait particularly long. It looks like Ugarte got the last touch. We've had 4 changes for Uruguay. Four as well for Colombia. But I'll be honest, I've lost count of the times, or the different times that subs have been made. I think because of half-time substitutions, both teams can make that final change should they need to. It's just over 7 minutes to go in the 90. Might well be one more roll of the dice. Ugarte now square to Valverde, who quickens the pace up, threads the ball through. Now it was just behind Darwin Nunez as he made the run into the area. Difficult one for him to gather, and it's just been cleared out over their own line by Colombia. Corner. Yerry Mina asking his teammates to just switch on. It's going to be Georgian Darascaita with an outswinger with his right foot from the right hand side. Over it comes towards the near post, headed away by Mina. Ball back out wide to Darascaita now. Another cross comes over. It's evaded everybody bar Luis Suarez over on the far side with a good tackle. It's Davinson Sanchez who just broke up play there, cleared the ball away. Uruguay have already taken the resulting throw-in. They've worked it wide to Darascaita. Another cross from him is dealt with by Yerry Mina. Darascaita again. Arguably Uruguay's best performer in a disappointing World Cup campaign 18 months ago. For some reason they didn't really start him until the last game against Ghana, which turned out to be too little too late in victory. He's at Flamengo now in Brazil, but all focus on his country's matches at the moment. De La Cruz and Valverde linking up well on the right hand side. Shot comes in, I think it's deflected off Darascaita. It was Ugarte with the shot, but I think in fact the decision has gone Uruguay's way. It will be a corner. Looks to me like the deflection had come off a fellow Uruguay player from the Ugarte shot, but no. Darascaita with an in-swinger this time over on the far side. Over it comes, another dangerous one, and underneath it was Jose Maria Jimenez. He just sent the ball up into the air and ballooning over the goal line. And Colombia have survived another spell of pressure. The loser of this game will be staying in Charlotte for the third place playoff on Saturday. And it will be Canada contesting for their first ever Copa América medal. Will be taking on the loser of this game. The winner will roll on to Miami to take on Argentina in the final on Sunday night. One more change, and Luis Diaz, who has worked his socks off for Colombia this evening, has been taken off. He's earned that breather, and coming on in his stead is a like-for-like replacement. Another Premier League man. It's Luis Sinistera of Bournemouth, who is going to try and see out these final few minutes for Uruguay. More defending to do and good shepherding of the ball out of play by Santiago Arias, as Araujo tried to connect with the ball forward, and the pockets of Uruguay fans. They can raise a smile when they see themselves on the big screen, but other than that, they're looking pretty glum as the yellow, blue and red party around them gathers more and more momentum. Vargas takes the goal kick towards Celeste. He can't quite connect with that one. Oh, and then a poor mistake by Uruguay at the back, and they've given the ball to Celeste. Is this the chance to make it 2-0? Can they seal it? Oh no! What an awful attempt. It was Kevin Castaño who had the game at his mercy. The long ball forward towards Celeste was overhit, and the Colombia pressure told on Sergio Rochet, who just seemed to lose control and present the ball back to Celeste. He was forced out wide, couldn't take the shot, and he worked it infield, got support, and then Kevin Castaño, from about 12 yards out, he had time to set himself. He just planted his strike wide with the goal gaping, really. That was the opportunity for Colombia to put this game to bed, but as a result they've got more defending to do, and that surely will give Uruguay a little bit of hope. Darascaita on the left hand side. Infield is Manuel Ugarte in the centre of the Colombia half. Valverde, now De La Cruz towards Darascaita, but in fact Ugarte takes control. Looking for Luis Suarez was the cross. It doesn't quite reach him. Another ball is looped back into the area. Eventually drops the way of Darascaita. Chance for the cross to come in. In fact, the shot comes in. It was Araujo cutting in from the left hand side. He decided to take the strike on himself, but it was quite comfortably held by Camilo Vargas, and very frustrated figure on the sideline was, not on the sideline, in the area I should say. Oh, and I should apologise to Kevin Castaño. He in fact put the ball across for Matias Uribe, who planted the effort wide a couple of minutes ago for Colombia. We're inside the 90th minute though, and maybe, just maybe, that chance will not matter in the end for Los Cafeteros. They're definitely going to have to get through a long period of injury time. There's been another substitution made off my screen. Nicolas de la Cruz is off, and he has been replaced by Agustin Canobio, who is making his first appearance of the tournament. He's got a matter of seconds to try and make an impact. He gets his first touch and he gives the ball away, so not the best start. Maybe he'll get another one. Darascaita picks up the ball in the middle of the half, the Uruguay half. They've given it away briefly. There's going to be 7 minutes added on at the end of this game. Uribe in the middle. Castaño, now Mojica plays the ball in field for Sinistera, but he can't find an outlet. Colombia really looking all at sea at the moment, and Uruguay struggling to make a difference here as Araujo tries to run down the left hand side, but he just runs into traffic. Colombia have held out for the first 30 seconds of added time, still 6.5 minutes to go. Castaño, Davinson Sanchez, who just continued an amazing run forward, and they just played the ball out. Move on the right hand side, he's going to have to trudge back quickly because Uruguay are coming forward. Valverde fires one into Suarez, lovely touch from him. Oliveira looking for Suarez again on the edge of the area, won't quite find him. Ball breaks back to Christian Oliveira. Valverde chips another one into the box, and it's the new man. Oh, and he can't make a difference, Canobio. First touch let him down somewhat. He had space on the far side, and the goalkeeper Vargas was quickly out to thwart the danger. Canobio winning his 13th cap. He's is in Brazil, plays for Atlético Paranaense. Marcelo Bielsa has turned to him for these final few minutes. Federico Valverde. He has Colombia on his outside. Jefferson Field instead. Lovely ball. And a chance for Dascaita. He's put it over the top. Oh, that was a chance you feel for Uruguay. Valverde drifting in field, and his pass has slotted through the heart of the Colombia back line to Darwin Nunez, who selflessly teed up Jorjon Darascaita at the edge of the area. He couldn't keep his shot down. It went just over the top. I think there was a slight touch on it from the goalkeeper Vargas, but I think he might have got away with it. It will be a goal kick. Oh, in fact, has the referee awarded a free kick? Perhaps. I think that must have been for Darwin Nunez. He must have been coming back for an offside position. Still the 10 men of Colombia holding on. Vargas gets so much distance on those goal kicks. It's been a real help for Colombia trying to clear their lines, and they've managed to win themselves a free kick in Uruguay territory, and that's going to be a huge help. We're inside the 4th minute. The Colombian substitutes are dancing on the sidelines at the moment. They can't contain themselves, but they know their side can take another minute or so. Marcelo Bielsa's chances of finally winning the Copa América are slipping away. Being in great form, Uruguay. The only sides to beat. Or maybe another chance. Is this definitely going to wrap it up? No, it's off the bar. Oh, great save by the goalkeeper. And it looked like it was Uribe again. No one at the back for Uruguay. They're flooding forward, and Colombia almost picked them off there. Great save by Rochet to try and keep this match alive, but he has kept it alive as we enter the 5th minute of stoppage time. Jose Maria Jimenez. That's where he goes to Ugarte in the middle of the Colombia half. Valverde, wide to Araujo, his cross comes in, Jimenez is up there and he couldn't connect well with that one. And Colombia substitutes now are down on their knees celebrating. They're celebrating every missed Uruguay opportunity like a goal, but what a save down the other end. Sinistera played the cross, and Uribe missing another golden opportunity. Brilliant save, this one. Came off the thigh of Rochet and then off the underside of the bar. Uribe just cannot seal the deal for his side. I didn't see any more of the build-up to the goal because the camera just panned away. I'm at the mercy of the TV pictures. Another ball come long, and this time it's Colombia who concedes a foul, and Colombia know they're getting closer and closer. The substitutes are geeing up the crowd, who really are in a party mood now. Uruguay and their wait for a final is going to extend beyond 13 years unless they can pull off a miracle in the next 1 minute and 15 seconds of this one. Colombia free kick to be taken by Kevin Castaño, who's been booked by the referee for time wasting. I think he'll happily take that one. Castaño just flicks it back to Johan Mojica. He's been put under pressure. Great pressure by Valverde, and maybe there will be one more chance, and then a big tug of the shirt there on Canovio by Carlos Cuesta, who's had his name taken. Quickly taken free kick for Uruguay. They're inside the last minute. Canovio on the right hand side, trying to get the cross in. He's lost out to Mojica. Oh, and he's given the corner away, Mojica. There's going to be a chance now for Uruguay. We're in the 97th minute. They've got themselves a corner. Sergio Rochet is coming up from the back. It is now or never for Uruguay. Marcelo Bielsa can barely watch. Over it comes. It's not the best corner. It's headed away at the near post. Poor ball from Darascaita, who's hurrying out to try and take the resulting throw in. And it comes. It's towards Rochet, 40 yards out. Oh, and he's given it away. Maybe a chance now for Colombia. Shot from the halfway line. Where's it going to land? It's gone well wide. Well wide from the number 16. Jefferson Lerma, who scored the goal, which still looks like it's going to be enough. And it is enough. That was the last action of the game. Huge cheers as the Colombia players drop to their feet. Vamos, they scream, because for the first time since 2001, Colombia are in the final of La Copa América. They have beaten Uruguay by 1-0. Jefferson Lerma's header was enough as they keep another clean sheet, their fourth of the competition. Uruguay, having only conceded 1 goal before tonight, they beat Brazil in the quarterfinals. They won 3 out of 3 in the groups, but they couldn't find an answer up against the 10 men of Colombia, whose incredible unbeaten run continues. They're up to 28 games unbeaten now, 22 wins and 6 draws, and unfortunately really ugly scenes. There's a fight breaking out in the middle of the pitch. It's mostly the substitutes of both players getting involved. Really tense, heated scenes at the end of a tense match.